You are sitting 2 tables away. You do not know who he is yet. Then you hear it. One of the greatest drivers who ever lived leans across the table, looks a man dead in the eye, and says 3 words that will follow him for the next 2 decades. There's that cheater. No explanation, no context, just a legend calling out a champion in front of a dinner full of strangers. Cut the noise for a second, because this moment happened years before anyone had ever heard of a lawsuit, years before a single accusation about 2026, and years before the sport's biggest driver became its most argued about name. That driver is Denny Hamlin, tied for 9th on NASCAR's all-time wins list. And right now, he is putting together one of the best stretches of his 21-year Cup Series career. On June 7, 2026, at Michigan International Speedway, Hamlin won by 11.11 seconds, his widest margin of victory in Cup history, and the largest win at Michigan since June 1991. He did it after starting from the back of the field, penalized for unapproved adjustments despite qualifying on pole. The week before, at Nashville Superspeedway, he did almost the exact same thing, jumping the start from the pole, dropping to the rear, and charging back to win again. 2 races, 2 victories from the back. One question nobody in the garage can seem to answer out loud: why does the best stretch of Denny Hamlin's career feel like the moment the entire sport turned on him? Before this story is over, you will hear from 2 former champions, a driver joking about his own alleged cheating on social media, a fabricated AI-generated scandal that nearly became real news, and a legend who called Hamlin a cheater to his face before any of this season's controversy even existed. Real quick before we go further, if you're into deep dive NASCAR breakdowns like this one, this channel, NASCAR Racing World, is closing in on 500 subscribers, and every single one of you helps decide what gets covered next. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the moment. Hit like, drop a comment with what you think about this Hamlin storyline, and share it with another race fan who needs to see this. Your support directly shapes the content we put out here. Let's keep building this thing together. Now here is why 2026 looks so suspicious on paper. In December 2025, the antitrust lawsuit filed by 23X1 Racing and Front Row Motorsports against NASCAR was settled. Weeks later, Toyota exploded out of the gate, winning 13 of the first 16 races of the 2026 season, with Hamlin's own team, Joe Gibbs Racing, driving much of that dominance. A driver spends over a year suing NASCAR for more power. The very next season, his own team and his own manufacturer dominate like never before. Is that a coincidence? A timeline that just happened to align? Or something else entirely? It gets more complicated before it gets simpler. Toyota has drawn extra scrutiny inside NASCAR for years as the sport's only non-American manufacturer, a storyline that predates the lawsuit, the settlement, and everything happening in 2026. This is where the actual data matters more than opinion. Through 16 points races this season, Toyota won 62.5% of them, with 10 victories, compared to Chevrolet's 5 in second place. Appearing on Amazon Prime Video's post-race coverage at Pocono, Brad Keselowski explained the gap directly. He said Toyota has one of the fastest, if not the best car in NASCAR, crediting the manufacturer's power and aerodynamics, and pointing to what he called the collaboration between Joe Gibbs Racing, 23X1 Racing, and now Legacy Motor Club. Keselowski added that no other manufacturer is collaborating at that level, and that the results on track reflect exactly that. Notice what he did not say. He did not accuse anyone of cheating. He described a legal technical alliance between 3 teams sharing the same manufacturer. That distinction matters, because it is the difference between an edge and an infraction, and the sport has spent all season blurring the two. The garage has not stayed quiet about it either. Both Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski have pushed publicly for more scrutiny of the technical relationship between JGR and 2341, using exactly the kind of language Keselowski used on air: dominance built through collaboration rather than any confirmed rule violation. And here is the detail that cuts against the suspicion. NASCAR's inspection net has been wide all season. Cars were ejected from competition at Las Vegas. 6 cars were sent to the R&D Center for further inspection after Pocono alone, belonging to Larson, Suarez, Blaney, Boucher, Nemechek, and Reddick. Not one of them was the number 11 car. Is that proof Hamlin's team is clean, or proof it simply has not been caught yet? Nobody in the garage has answered that question, and neither has NASCAR. Then came the fake that almost became real. After Hamlin won the NASCAR All-Star race at Dover on May 17, 2026, a bizarre, most likely AI-generated post began circulating online. It claimed his teammate, Chase Briscoe, who finished second and took home $100,000, had gone to NASCAR officials with video evidence of a mysterious device hidden on Hamlin's car. It looked real enough that people started believing it. Hamlin's actual car did go through standard post-race inspection, the same process every winning car undergoes, checking the body, engine, ride heights, fuel system, and a long list of standardized parts. Briscoe himself shut it down directly, writing on social media, "AI posts are out of control." Hamlin did not get defensive. He turned it into a joke, posting on X that he always figured the team would eventually get caught. He just never expected a teammate to be the one who ratted them out. He turned the lie into a punchline. But punchlines do not kill rumors. They just go quiet until the next win. Now, the cold open pays off. On the Door Bumper Clear podcast, Bubba Wallace's spotter, Freddie Kraft, asked Hamlin directly whether Mario Andretti had called him a cheater at a dinner years earlier. Hamlin confirmed it happened, telling the story on the podcast he did. He said, "There's that cheater." Sitting next to him, Brad Keselowski's longtime spotter, TJ Majors, reacted on the same podcast, calling it something close to a compliment. This is not a 2026 grudge. A racing legend said those exact words to Hamlin's face years before Michigan, years before the 23 Freething lawsuit, years before any of this season's noise existed. So which is it? Has Denny Hamlin been carrying that label for 2 decades? Or has he been giving people reasons to say it for 2 decades? To answer that fairly, the facts that nobody argues with have to be said flat, without spin. In 2022, Hamlin was disqualified from a Pocono win after officials found an illegal tape strip on his car, the first winner disqualification in NASCAR in over 60 years. In 2024, his team was hit with points, penalties, and fines after an engine teardown at Bristol revealed violations. Hamlin has never disputed either penalty. That honesty cuts both ways. When he has actually been caught, NASCAR caught him publicly, and he did not fight the record. So the real question hanging over this season is not whether Denny Hamlin has ever cheated, it is whether he is doing it right now and getting away with it. That question gets even harder to answer once you place Hamlin next to Jimmy Johnson. Johnson won 5 straight championships from 2006 through 2010, a run of dominance that has never been matched in the modern Cup Series era. That level of sustained, unmatched success never generated the same cheater narrative that follows Hamlin through a stretch of a few dominant weeks. Same sport, a comparable level of dominance, and a completely different public reaction. What actually changed? The cars? The inspection technology? Or simply who was doing the winning? If you're finding this breakdown useful, drop a comment telling me which explanation you buy, the collaboration argument, the double standard argument, or something else entirely, and share this with a fellow NASCAR fan who needs the full timeline laid out like this. Here is where this season stands right now. Hamlin trails points leader Tyler Reddick by just 51 points after 15 races, a gap that keeps shrinking every week Hamlin wins. Hamlin has also hinted publicly that he may not race beyond 2027. If he wins the championship, the cheating conversation will not disappear. It gets louder because nothing fuels a storyline like the thing everyone insisted could never happen. If he does not win it, critics will say the sport finally caught up to him. Either way, Denny Hamlin is not the one who has to settle this argument. That's on you, in the comments below.